Hi, Gambia88. Today I want to talk to you about how to write a song as a club. This is intended to be a short encouragement video. Hopefully, your club members or some of them have gone to the creativity training and they've done something much more in depth. If I touch on anything in this video that you'd like for me to speak more about, please tell me, tell Asan, tell Bintu, and I will be happy to make more videos. The first thing I want to remind you is you, of course, do not need to be a professional composer or something like that. You don't need to write anything complicated. Some of the best songs are just simple, honest, and clear. This is more than enough for this song creation contest. One encouragement I have is when you're writing as a club, you can start by thinking about the message, not necessarily even the music at first. Simple questions you can ask yourself as club members are: what do we want to say? What matters to us right now? What is the message we want to share with our friends, with our family, with our community? How do we want people to feel when they hear our song? Some themes that many songs have been written about and which you might want to consider are things like hope, friendship, community, challenges, something you're proud of, dreams for the future. It can also be something more reflective or sad or an action that you would like um, people to take when they listen to your song. Some of the songs from last year have encouragements for people to do certain actions. So a good song usually has a very clear idea. So the second encouragement is to, when you're writing your lyrics, try to write from real life, real experiences. You don't need complicated or big words. You don't even necessarily need rhymes. Rhymes can be fun. You don't need to have them. You could, to generate words, you guys can just talk with each other about things that relate to the message of your song. Could be even moments you shared together that relate to the song, things that you are proud of that relate to the song, things that are difficult, things you might wish to change. Change can be a very powerful message in a song because you can write about um, how things are and how you would like them to be. That could also be, for example, two different verses. I'm going to talk about the structure in a second. So when you're writing lyrics, you can also just write down simple sentences the way you would talk to your friend, and then try to turn these sentences into song lyrics. Sometimes this can be extremely effective. Honesty is more important than poetry or rhyming. Remember to keep the structure simple. I highly recommend to people to start by writing the chorus because the chorus is the main idea of the song, the main message, something that's catchy, that's easy for people to remember, and which contains the main message of your song. Verses are where you can tell us the story in some detail. A simple, strong structure often starts with a very short introduction. Could be the beat, could just be some background chords if you have an instrument. It can also be singing. You can also go straight into the verse if you like. If you have a verse, the verse can come next. Then you have a chorus. Then I would suggest doing another verse, continuing the story, another chorus. And then you can add another section if you like. A bridge section, we call it, if you have new music. If you've been singing the whole song, maybe you want to add a rap or a spoken section to the song, something that changes or enlightens us in a different way about the subject of the song. And then perhaps you want to do a chorus again, and this can lead to the end of the song. So keep the keep the structure simple. Another encouragement is to write as a team. You can have one person start the lyrical line, one line of lyrics, and then have somebody else finish it. You could write 3 or 4 different lines and then have a vote on which ones you like better. You can try to combine people's ideas. If somebody has a beat, somebody else can come up with something that goes along with that beat. Always try to see what fits best with the main idea of the song that you're trying to write. Something you write as a group can be more meaningful than something written just by one person if you have good teamwork. The last reminder I wanted to give you is that your song will not be evaluated by how complex it is or how fancy it is or anything like that. What we are mainly interested in, and your song will be evaluated on, is the clarity of the message, the honesty, the connection to your lives, the authenticity of the song, the teamwork that you've shown, and also how well your chorus expresses the main idea of the song. These are things that are all very interesting. Remember, a meaningful song that is simple is always stronger than something that's complicated that doesn't have a clear message. So, in closing, your voice matters, your songs matter. I can't wait to hear what you're going to create this year. Trust yourselves, and good luck.